Carly, this is Tyler.
Hey Tyler, I got a question for you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what options are available for my dually. I got a 2022 Ram 3500 dually with the air level in the rear.
Gotcha. So the only system that's going to be available for that truck, you said Ram 3500, correct?
Correct.
The only system that we offer for that platform in particular is going to be our 3¼ inch pin top system that is auto leveling air specific. Reason being is we're a performance suspension company here, so any product that we put out has to be able to improve the ride quality or we're not going to release it. When it came to this truck, instead of just doing a standard leveling kit with just coils in the front and shocks all the way around, when we tested one of those out, we couldn't get the ride quality to improve without throwing the whole book at this thing. So we did front coils, rear leaf springs, King 2½ inch shocks to control those springs, and then all the supporting components to make sure geometry was proper and that the factory airbag system still worked as it does from the factory.
Okay.
And that's why we landed on only that kit, because it's all ride quality based here.
Okay, so that kit, the 3½ inch pin top, because I know there's a bunch of options after you pick the kit and for the kit.
Uh-huh.
So out of the box, what does it cost and what comes included?
So bare minimum is going to be the actual base kit itself, which is going to include the coils, the shocks, your track bar for the front end, radius arm drops for the front end, and then bump stop drops for the front end. It's going to be $4,500, and then you've got the rear leaf spring option, which is 100% necessary. That's going to be another $2,275. And then the bare minimum is going to be the additional the sway bar option, whether you choose the sway bar drops or the torsion sway bar for optimal ride quality.
What do you think? What do you think is better?
The torsion sway bar 100%. It's just going to run the price tag up a little bit. So from there, if you plan on doing like 35s or 37s, I also highly recommend the steering stabilizers. You don't necessarily need the radius arms, the diff guard, or the ball joints. But let's say you leave those 3 items off and you just go with the kit plus the sway bar and the steering stabilizers. You're looking at about $8,350.
Okay. What about the you said the leaf spring kit that's the progressive leaf springs, right?
It sure is, and it's absolutely necessary to the functionality of this system. So you got to get it to make sure that your factory airbags can still properly work and that you get the improved ride quality.
So $4,500 plus the $2,275, and then plus the what do you think is more important, the sway bars or the stabilizers?
Are you going to do 37s right off the bat?
I'm debating. Yeah, probably 37s might be a starting point.
Right on. So, 37s, it'd be very important to have stabilization with those things. I would say they're more important, and then you can add the torsion sway bar down the line. But if you don't get the torsion sway bar off the bat, you've got to run the sway bar drop brackets, which are $145. And then if you buy the torsion sway bar, those go in the trash. So it's not the end of the world, but it is $145 spent that you cannot recoup to an extent,
Right. What do the sway bars cost, and what do the stabilizers cost?
$795 for the torsion sway bar, and then the stabilizers are about $770 for the 2 of them, both the high mount and the low mount.
Okay. Cool. So $4,500, $2,275, the sway bars, the stabilizers, and you said all in all, what was the dollar amount?
I'm looking at $8,350 if you leave off the ball joints, you leave off the diff guard, and you leave off the radius arms.
Okay. And what do the radius arms help with the truck?
Strength improvement. They also utilize a spherical Johnny joint at the frame pivot, so they're going to cycle smoother than a factory radius arm with a rubber vulcanized bushing. That rubber vulcanized bushing has a lot of friction to it, so that front end doesn't really free flow as far as cycling. So when these go in there, it cycles a little smoother. Doesn't really affect ride quality too much. It's more of a strength and aesthetic upgrade than anything. That's where most customers, order these things for. But they do provide a very slight increase in ride quality.
Okay. And what did What was I going to say? Dang it, I forgot what I was going to ask. Okay, so this is the only kit available for this truck then.
You got it. Yep, 3.25 or so inches of lift up front and about 2 inches of lift in the rear on your truck.
Okay, sounds good. And who is your? Obviously, you guys don't do any installs in house, right?
That is correct. Yeah, we don't even sell direct from here.
Oh, okay. So like CJC, whoever else.
Exactly. Yep. If you take a look at our retailer section, you'll see a bunch of different shops that are either stocking retailers or installers. So I would resort to that. If you have a trusted mechanic in your area that you want to do the install, I'd purchase it through CJC to get the quickest lead time.
Okay, cool. And from your experience, or maybe not, I don't know if your experience, but what does a kit like this typically cost to get installed at a place like CJC?
So this kit's probably going to be a solid 2-day job in the 16-hour range. So depending on labor rates, $150 to $200 an hour. It can crest maybe $3,000, but likely a little bit less than that.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I guess that answers all my questions. I appreciate your time, Tyler.
Right on, brother. Not a problem. If you got anything else, feel free to reach back out.
All right, man. Thank you.
Not a problem. Bye-bye.